For sales, press 1. For support, press 2, or enter your Premier passcode. Thank you for contacting our sales team. Please hold while we connect you with a sales team member.
Hey, this is Kate.
Hi, trying to reach BB.
Yeah, what's the reason? Where are you calling
I'm calling from Sales Scripter.
from? Ooh, sales scripter. What do you guys sell?
We provide a system that helps salespeople to ask the right questions, say the right responses, know what best to say when they're talking with prospects.
Mm-hmm. Is she expecting you?
I haven't spoken to her yet.
Maybe you could try an email. That's not something I would be able to do.
Okay. Are you
Okay.
in her organization?
I am part of the team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys using any type of methodology for sales pitch, sales script?
Well, I mean, I'm not the person in charge of that.
Yeah, I was just curious if you personally are using anything, even just for yourself, or your own tool, or like when I was a salesperson, I would use a spreadsheet of questions and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know whether you're
Yeah,
using anything.
we got our own tech stack. I mean, I'm not in charge of any of that.
Mm-hmm. Is she the right person to
Sorry about
speak to about that?
You could try.
All right.
Okay, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, so a couple things that are good to point out about that call. First of all, this is a great example of what can happen when you press 1 for sales. So sometimes you don't have your target prospect's direct dial information, and you can get lost in an auto attendant tree, and sometimes you have no other choice but to sometimes press 1 for sales, and that can go either way. And this is a good example of it really not working well, in that you can see that I ended up talking to a salesperson. He really did not want to give out. You could tell he said, all I can do is send you to her email. So he wasn't going to give me any phone information. He also, you could tell, just wanted to get off the phone, right? I mean, if he's a true salesperson, I'm standing in his way of making money, which is a little different and more difficult of a situation than dealing with a traditional gatekeeper, who their job is to talk to you and to answer the phone, and if they get off the phone with you, they're just talking to someone else. But when you have no other choice, but sometimes you can press 1 for sales or 2 for support, and sometimes you might end up with someone that's nice, they have access to a company directory, and they can forward you in the right direction. But the more important thing that I want to point out about this call is that I identified when he said I only can send you to her email, I already have her email address. So that's not going to do me any good. Well, as long as I'm on the phone with him, he's not a typical gatekeeper, but he is a gatekeeper, right? And anytime you're on the phone with a gatekeeper, they could have potential information. And if you're getting blocked where they're not letting you through or they're not sending you in the right direction, use that as an opportunity to see if you can extract any information from them. So you can see that right when I identified that, I switched to just talking to him and trying to ask him a question or two. And I don't really, in this particular case, I don't know whether I really uncovered valuable information. That's just maybe more related to the questions I ask or the product I sell. Sometimes if you sell something that's more distinct, like let's say you sell HR management software and you end up on the phone with someone, a gatekeeper, you could say, well, hey, yeah, as long as I have you on the phone, what are you guys using for an HR application? And you could actually maybe identify the current system that they're currently using. That person might not actually know what you're talking about, and you could actually, they might say, oh, I have no idea what HR system we use. And you could say, well, you're an employee over there. When you log in to maybe see what your paycheck looks like or enroll in your benefits, do you know what system you use for that? And so I'm just giving you a rough example there where if you sell something that's very distinct, you could find out current environment information from a gatekeeper, what they're using today, how well it's working. And then that way, when you do end up getting in touch with the target prospect, you can use that information. For example, you could say, Yeah, I've been doing some research on your company. I know you guys are currently using this and you're not doing anything in this area, and that's why I want to reach out to you, is that I know that the impact from that can sometimes be this, right? So that's a much more powerful starting point than just starting at your normal, you're starting at the very beginning with your target prospect. So again, not a great call, but a good example of shifting from trying to get to the target prospect to trying to extract valuable information from the gatekeeper. And I hope that gives you some ideas of things you can do when you're talking to gatekeepers. And thanks for listening, and see you on the next call.